Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Chancellor of the University of Illinois Chicago, Michael Amaritas.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to UIC. Today is a great day for UIC, for our College of Engineering, and for our Computer Science Department. Isn't it? Don't you agree with that? I know that the department chair of computer science spent the night here making sure that this will happen, and Maurice, his wife, was with him as well. So it is a great day. It's a great day for the largest university in the city of Chicago. It's a great day for the only research and minority-serving university in the state of Illinois. And you know, we are a rare breed. Across the country, there are only 16 research universities that also have a minority-serving designation. And of course, it's always a great day when Governor Pritzker visits our campus, but even more so today because he's bearing gifts for UIC. So, welcome, Governor Pritzker, to UIC. Welcome, Deputy Governor Ruiz and Assistant Deputy Governor Torres. And I have seen them, I don't see, they must be somewhere back there. Hiding. They're sitting there. It's a pleasure to have you here, and welcome University of Illinois trustee Karim Dale. Thank you, Karim, for being here. He's a neighbor of ours just a couple of blocks down the street, and the system president Tim Kalin. Tim sometimes complains that I don't pronounce his last name with the right accent, and I keep telling him it's my West Chicago accent that gets in the way. We're also delighted to welcome the state's Capital Development Board Chairwoman, Eileen Rhodes, and its Executive Director, Jim Underwood. You know, I love CDB's motto, building a better Illinois. I wish I had thought about it before CDB, because this is exactly what we are doing here at USC as well. And we much appreciate CDB's partnership and support. And you will hear today also for two great friends and supporters of the university, Senator Selina Villanueva, who is with us, and our alderman, Patrick Daley Thompson. And those of you in Chicago, you know that the aldermen are the most important people around a neighborhood. As the Chicago Tribune and Cranes have put it, over the last 6 years, UAC has been defying the trends. Year after year, we have been breaking records in terms of enrollments. And this growth is exclusively from undergraduate students who are physically on campus, coming from us primarily from the Chicago Public Schools and from the city colleges of Chicago, but also more and more these days from the high schools and the community colleges from the suburbs and across the state of Illinois as we are building Illinois' future. We're breaking records in terms of our research funding, over $410 million last year, and our royalties revenue, over $50 million last year, proving that we can take innovation to action. And we're attracting national attention for what we do, but also for who we are at the core of the institution and at the core of our values. 18 months ago, Melinda Gates' company, Pivotal Ventures, funded the Breakthrough Tech Chicago program to increase the number of women graduating with computer science degrees from UAC. This is one of the largest grants ever received by our College of Engineering, and this program already has over 100 UAC undergraduate women doing tech industry internships in Chicago. And this program will move, actually, into this new building. And just a few weeks ago, you probably read that Mackenzie Scott made the largest single donor gift on our history with no restrictions, just a vote of confidence and a request to continue doing what we have been doing. The two of the wealthiest women in the world, and the smartest women in the world, I would add, with no ties to Chicago, selected UAC because of our potential to change the world. But as we have been pushing forward, regardless of what we were calling it the budget impasse, because we had many other words that we were calling it a few years ago, or the huge challenges of the COVID pandemic, the biggest obstacle that we have been facing is our aging infrastructure. We have done everything that we could with our own resources. The new building across the street, we built it with our own resources, and with public-private partnerships. But there is a limit on how far we can go, especially given the higher needs of our students in terms of financial aid and support services. We reached a point where we started placing restrictions on the growth of our computer science department, the fastest growing unit on campus, 1,700 undergraduate students in computer science this fall, and over 40 million in research. We placed restrictions simply because we did not have where to put the students and the faculty. The building that you see behind us, right here to the side, is the last academic building on this campus funded by the state. It was dedicated by Governor Edgar in 1991. I had the privilege to serve on Governor Pritzker's Transition Committee for Education. And at the end of the process, I was thinking that if this governor delivers 1/3 of what is included in the committee's recommendations, it will be a renaissance period for higher education in Illinois. And Governor, it is a renaissance period for higher education in Illinois right now, and we are thrilled with what you have done and for what you have done for higher education in the last 2 years. Your compelling vision for the role of higher education is being materialized through your annual budget proposals, but also through your Rebuild Illinois plan, which has prioritized the entire higher education sector, and even more so, the most impactful institution in the state, which is, thank you, UIC. You see, the public agrees. And we are also thrilled with the strong support for your plans from the state's General Assembly, which is represented today here as well. Our pledge, as we are ready to break ground today in the first of 4 major projects that have been appropriated by the state of Illinois for UIC, and we hope to see moving soon in all of them because we need the other buildings as well. Our pledge is that we will continue to build on strength. We will continue to break records and attract national attention, and we will continue to deliver the best prepared and most diverse human infrastructure that Chicago and Illinois can imagine. This is a great day for UIC today. Please welcome to the podium the Governor of Illinois, the Honorable J.B. Pritzker.
Well, thank you very much, Chancellor. And I had no idea this was a call and response. I mean, so I'll just ask all of you, what is the greatest university in Illinois? There we go. Okay, so I'm a little offended that you said if I only delivered on 1/3 of what was promised in the transition, that this would be a great renaissance for. Are you suggesting that I've only delivered on 1/3 of?
Way above the third, but
All right, we'll have a debate here later. But I do want to say a hearty thank you to all the people here at UIC who have made this possible, who've led the way for a vision for the future of this university, and especially the Chancellor. We've had many discussions. I will say you can't lead this state well if you don't have really great advisors, and having somebody leading one of the best universities in the nation as in your ear, helping you make the right decisions, you can't make progress. And so I'm very grateful for that. I'm very proud to be here also with the president of the University of Illinois System, and that's Tim Killeen. Thank you for your leadership throughout the state and setting an example to other states about what can be done, especially in a crisis, as we have gotten through so far, the coronavirus crisis. The University of Illinois has played an extraordinarily important role in that. I want to thank Senator Villanueva, an ally and friend in Springfield, a partner who helps us get big things done for the state. Alderman Patrick Thompson, our Capital Development Board Chairwoman, Eileen Rhodes, the Executive Director of the CDB, also Jim Underwood, UIC Dean of Engineering Pete Nelson, and most importantly, a rising computer science star and student here at UIC, Zara Farine. When I became governor, I promised to work with the General Assembly to pass a robust capital bill, something that hadn't happened in this state for at least a decade, and honestly, in terms of size and impact, for 2 decades. Together with Republicans and Democrats in the General Assembly, we put together the Rebuild Illinois capital plan. It was a bipartisan effort. I'm very proud of that fact, too. It's the largest infrastructure investment that we've ever seen in the state of Illinois. And it's no surprise that just this week, CNBC named Illinois the top state in the nation for infrastructure. But it's an honor that means that to remain number one, we need to constantly invest in our roads and bridges, but also our broadband, our human services, and our education systems. But thanks to Rebuild Illinois, we're doing that. We're fixing roads and bridges and water ports and so many of the important infrastructure items that have needed repair for too long. And we're doing it all across the state. We're transforming how Illinoisans get from point A to point B. We're cementing our place as a transportation hub for the nation, but Rebuild is about much more than just transportation infrastructure. It's investments in early childhood education facilities so that our children can get the start that they deserve. It's updating hospitals so that they can provide families with high-quality care. And it's about state-of-the-art new buildings at our world-class institutions of higher education, which have made Illinois a hub for the most talented people in the nation. It's what makes this state great. It's the people of the state of Illinois, the quality of the people who live here, and I'm so proud of that. The skill level, also the decency, honesty of the people of Illinois, I'm very proud of. We're here today to celebrate a $98 million Rebuild Illinois investment in the new Computer Design, Research, and Learning Center right here on the UIC campus, ensuring that this institution is at the forefront of innovation in higher education. We're building a public space where students can discover and collaborate, because here in Illinois we need even more bold thinkers and more brave risk takers to solve our toughest problems, the toughest problems of the nation. This state-of-the-art facility will consolidate the currently fragmented computer and science department in a new home, making it a new campus hub at the heart of the East Campus. It will meet the needs of the rapidly growing computer sciences program and ensure our best and brightest can get their degrees right here in Illinois. And that's not all. With funding from Rebuild Illinois, we're providing UIC with more than $146 million in coming years to upgrade and improve facilities across this campus. And UIC is receiving $4.4 million in state funding from the Discovery Partners Institute for the Innovation Center expansion, which will attract some of the world's great researchers to our state. As Chicago's only public research university and one of the most diverse universities in the country, we're making investments to further cement UIC's place as a national leader, as part of the UI system, truly leading the nation, propelling it into the future. Rebuild Illinois recognizes the importance of UIC as a foundation for innovation, and that same innovation is critical to our success as a state. And best of all, what's happening with our investments here is only a microcosm of what we're doing in every corner of Illinois. We're fixing decades-old problems for our state, creating and supporting good jobs, invigorating the next generation, investing in our long-term economic success, and we're doing it working together. Yesterday at the White House, I had a terrific conversation with President Biden, with Vice President Harris, and many of my fellow governors and mayors from across the nation. There is so much further that we can go as a country if we all make these long-term investments, and if Congress sends a bill to the President's desk. And I'll continue to work to make sure that Illinois gets our fair share. With that, it's my pleasure to introduce a true champion for higher education here in Illinois, but also across the nation. He's known in the other big states as someone who's getting big things done for our state, and that's University of Illinois System President Dr. Tim Killeen.
Thank you so much, Governor Pritzker, for your being here and everything you're doing with your administration. There is nothing more powerful than a shared vision and alignment, and we are in Illinois becoming the envy of the nation thanks to your leadership and your team. Thanks to all our distinguished visitors as well, and elected officials, friends, for being here on this important occasion. Truly great day for, let's face it, the best university in the cosmos, right? UIC. And we have to be straightforward. Where computer science is concerned, the U of I system as a whole, including UIC, has a particularly important role, a wealth of economic and technological potential for Chicago, Illinois, and the region. Together, we award about a third of all the computer science degrees, computer engineering and data degrees in the state, more than any other system or university. And Illinois as a state is regularly among the top 3 states in the nation for the graduate of young computer scientists. And if you think about the future of our digital society, how important is that? And the computer science department here at UIC is a major driver of success. As you've heard, a massive enrollment increase. Many underrepresented minorities will have their careers lit up here. And that's the key reason for this new construction of this fabulous new center, promising a bright future for UIC computer science and building on its rich past and current president. And I wanted to give you 3 little vignettes of why UIC computer science is so special. Artificial intelligence, as you know, is taking on so many roles in society, real boom area. But AI is based on neural networks that were invented here at UIC in the computer science department. Without the neural networks, we wouldn't have the AI that is doing the GPS route planning and all of the things that we have delivered on our cell phone. UIC was an early leader in dynamic route planning and traffic mapping. The first basically large databases of real-time traffic and congestion were developed here, and out of that flowed this whole new world of transportation. And UIC computer science is also a leader in natural language processing, including its application in sentiment analysis used in finance, advertising, and other areas. Think about the importance of that, the human interface with the digital world, but analyzing text and other data to describe and understand thoughts and feelings. So the new Computer Design Research Center here that will rise right here will nurture the next generations of innovations and innovators and their ideas. From inside the center's classrooms and labs will come the future technologists and entrepreneurs so vital to our future, our common future. And none of this would have been possible, of course, without this amazing alignment and partnership with Governor Pritzker, the state of Illinois, and the Capital Development Board, the capital funding that is the real fuel for our collective future and for the future of these talented young people. So we truly owe a debt of gratitude to all those involved. And thank you all as well for being here today to help us celebrate this slightly giddy celebration. As you can tell, we're a little jazzed.
I also want to welcome Representative Lakeisha Collins. We are in her district today. Thank you for being with us, Representative Collins, and call to the podium, representing the General Assembly, Senator Celina Villanueva.
Thank you, Chancellor. I'm always the one that has to bring the microphone down because I'm always the shortest on the stage. I'm very happy to be here today for the ribbon cutting of this building because as a legislator who is constantly asking what can we do to ensure that we further invest in our students, what can we do to keep our talented young people, not just here in Illinois, but in institutions like UIC? How do we make sure that we keep our future leaders here in this state? Because eventually I would like to retire, and I want to make sure that the next person who comes along is a young person who went to the U of I systems. And I say that proudly as a University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign alum. Even though I know I'm at UIC, I still love you all deeply. I really see this as an investment in continuing to make UIC a top-tier, world-renowned institution. One that's at the intersection of education and innovation, but that has a commitment to the diverse population of this student body. I'm always so very proud to talk about UIC being one of the premier Hispanic serving institutions, not just in the state of Illinois, but nationally, because it's so important to know where our students are coming from, where our leaders are coming from Latino, Latinx communities, coming from African American communities, and our commitment to make sure that we are investing in them and in their futures. And again, I'm so very happy. I'm going to keep my remarks brief because I know we have a couple of other speakers. But I really want to say thank you to Chancellor Amaritas and to President Killeen and to Governor Pritzker for their continued commitment to our young people in the state of Illinois to make sure that they have the best possible buildings and resources for them to continue their education, but to thrive and become the leaders that we know that they are and that they will continue to be. Thank you very much.
And representing the city of Chicago, our alumnus from USC's Law School, Patrick Daley Thompson, alderman, one of the 4 aldermen here at USC.
Thank you, Chancellor. It's an honor to be back here again for another building to be completed here on the campus at UIC. And I want to commend the Chancellor for his leadership here, the creativity. This new building across the street, the engineering building, we had the new dorm, the new hospital building. There's a lot of investment going on. Some of it is with state funding, some of it is creative financing, and it's all because of his leadership, and I want to thank Michael for his leadership here. As he mentioned, I am an alum, sort of, as an alum of the John Marshall Law School, which is now part of this great institution, so I am proud to be part of the UIC family. I do want to thank the governor for his leadership on education, as the chancellor mentioned, and as the governor mentioned, his commitment to education. And this project couldn't have been happened without his leadership. To President Killeen, I congratulate you as well on the entire system, especially UIC, that one school of the system, which we're all partial to. As a representative of the city of Chicago, the impact that UIC has not only on this community, not on the 11th Ward, but the city as a whole is tremendous, and we can't thank you enough for that commitment. We can't thank the students. Congratulations to the students, the faculty on this new building, and God bless all the workers who will construct it to make sure it's safe and done on time and under budget. Thank you.
That's the perfect cue to call now, and we're delighted to have Eileen Rhodes, Chairwoman of the Capital Development Board, to talk about delivering on time and in budget.
Okay, well, that's a lot of responsibility right now. Thank you very much, and on behalf of the leadership and staff of the Capital Development Board, I'm so pleased to be here in person with people hugging, so that's exciting. I can't wait for my JB hug, it's a highlight. I'd like to give a special thank you to UIC for your ongoing collaboration. We wrestled a little bit and we came up to a project that we all can be proud of and delighted about. For those who don't know, the Capital Development Board, or CDB, is the department responsible for the construction and rehabilitation of thousands of buildings across the state. The little oases and states in cities that I didn't even know existed, like Kickapoo, We're responsible for roofs and elevators and fire safety systems. As we break ground, though, on UIC's new Computer Design Research and Learning Center, I want to thank the entire CDB team, many of whom are here today, which includes a large network of architects, designers, contractors, subcontractors, project managers, union workers, and more who help make this possible. We thank you for your creativity and dedication to this project, particularly as it had to unroll during a pandemic when everybody was at home. I would also like to deliver my personal thanks to Governor Pritzker and his administration. Their leadership through the Rebuild Illinois Plan invests so much needed resources into our state facilities, including universities, buildings like this one. Of particular importance to Governor Pritzker and the CDB board and myself is our agency's commitment to ambitious diversity and equity goals for every project we oversee. I can't be more delighted than to tell you that for this center specifically, we are proud that 39%, over $30 million of the design and construction work is being provided by minority, women, or veteran-owned firms. This project is an important demonstration that diversity, equity, and quality can go hand in hand. This ceremony today represents the coming together of dozens of agencies, hundreds of people, millions of dollars, and many hours of work. The incredible dedication at all levels exemplifies the commitment this entire state has towards higher education. And on a personal note, I must mention that my family has lived down the street, just over on the other side of this park, for 30 years. We have watched UIC evolve and grow into a world-class institution. And very importantly, we have appreciated the way each building project considers and embraces the neighborhood that surrounds the campus. I cannot count the number of hours I was spent on this campus walking my newborns so they would sleep. They learned how to ride their bikes here. And when COVID hit, I sat in that park and could socially distance visit my mom because this was such a welcoming space. So I'm very grateful to UIC for who you've been as a neighbor and so excited at the back and forth that we have between the students and the neighbors. Everybody's in line at Mario's ice stand. We'll go there after this. Every project the CDB team works on is important, from state parks to mental health facilities to campgrounds and everything in between. Our agency oversees over 100 million square feet of floor space across the state. Projects like this one, though, are particularly special. As you've heard, the new space will include classrooms, offices, robotics, electronic visualization laboratory, and things we haven't even thought of yet. The center will serve as a hub for both engineering and computer science and will undoubtedly become the training ground for the next generation of leaders. While this past year has been filled with sadness, anxiety, and uncertainty, it's also taught us about resilience, strength, and what we can accomplish together. At several of our sites, CDB had lots of folks with thermometers and nurses everywhere so that we could keep our buildings moving, and this project continued to move during difficult circumstances. I'm so proud to be a part of this special occasion and look forward to hearing all about the incredible work that comes out of this new facility and visiting it with my mom. Thank you very much.
One of the happiest people in this tent is the Dean of Engineering and Distinguished Computer Science faculty member as well, Pete Nelson. Pete.
Thank you all for being here today, and thank you for your tremendous support in getting this critical project launched. The university, the College of Engineering, and our computer science department is in the business of changing lives, and this is why our faculty, staff, and donors have been so passionate in doing everything we can to continue growing our engineering and computer science programs to maximize the number of students that have the opportunity to pursue computer science and engineering careers. Our computer science program has grown more than 500% over the last decade, which, by the way, is a much higher growth rate than the nation's computer science programs on average. And we really reached a point where growth is no longer possible without more space for instruction and to allow us to hire more faculty to teach the students. For prospective students and their families out there, I want to assure you that when you come to one of our UIC's engineering and computer science programs, you will have professors that are at the top of their fields of study. And in computer science, these fields include AI and machine learning, CS ethics, cloud and networking, cybersecurity, computer vision, human-centered computing, natural language processing, virtual reality and visualization, data science and databases, theory, software engineering, and more fields as well. Our engineering and computer science faculty currently have $140 million of competitively awarded research grants and contracts, and they've also received more than 90 teaching awards. We are all very excited and thankful to be able to push forward and expand our programs. Governor Pritzker, thank you very much for your leadership in providing UIC with such significant state of Illinois support for our Computer Design Research and Learning Center. We hope you'll come back sometime in the near future to see some of our work and meet some of our talented students. President Killeen and Chancellor Emeritus, thank you for your strong and continuing support in helping us build world-class computer science and engineering programs. And I want to give two shout-outs to donors. One is our external industrial advisory board that does so much to advance our mission, which was led by John Major for 10 plus years, including the time that we launched this project, and also is currently chaired by Jeff New, who's CEO of Knowles. And I also want to say thank you to our many faculty and staff, including retirees, that gave so much for moving our programs forward and have also stepped up and given financial contributions for this building, which wasn't expected, but is testimony to how strongly you believe in our programs and our mission. So it's great to be here. Thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you again in about 2 years when we do the ribbon cutting. Thank you.
And Pete, the governor already told me that he will be here for the ribbon cutting, and he will see the building from inside. Now, we saved the best for last, with all due respect to the previous speakers, but the most important speaker is Zara Farin, a junior in computer science in the College of Engineering, and also a participant in the Breakthrough Tech Chicago program. So Zara, no pressure.
Thank you, Chancellor. Honored guests, professors, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and thank you for being with us today. I stand here harking back to my very beginnings as an international student majoring in computer science at UIC with no prior programming experience, trying to get accustomed to the way of life here, daunted by the hurdles that I would have to cross and the immense effort required to keep abreast of my peers who were considerably more experienced than me. I would go to the CS lounge and try to spark a conversation with students, officers of student organizations, and upperclassmen to learn from them and become better at programming. Strolling down the halls of SELE, curious about the world of computer science and trying to find my place in the field, I sought for someone who was in the same position as I was, passionate about logic, interested to innovate and conceive the ideas of the future, yet fighting hard to keep up in this new environment. And I did find them here, in those classes which felt challenging initially, in those events held by student orgs, in those office hours with professors, I found camaraderie and the community of CS students who continually helped each other become better, helped each other learn with intellectual discussions, questioning, and reasoning. This part of my journey was crucial to who I became, and the collaborative environment would definitely help others who are in the same situation as I was, which is why I eagerly look forward to the completion of the Computer Design Research and Learning Center, because innovation and advancement is manifested when we come together and collaborate. Moreover, the new space was very much needed due to the prodigious growth of the department from just 187 students to more than 1,500 students. I hope that this new computer science building will catalyze the fabrication of world-changing ideas by students and facilitate interactions, teamwork, and productivity. The one thing which really piqued my interest about the building was how the research labs would be in close proximity to the collaboration areas, which would inculcate an interest in research and exploratory learning among curious students. I'm particularly excited to see how the electronic visualization laboratory is going to take its place in the new building, as I'm currently working in that lab, and to see the projects that the researchers have accomplished with the state-of-the-art technologies fascinates me. I'm sure I share the same sentiments with all the students in the CS department when I say that I'm exhilarated to attend lectures in the futuristic classrooms and work in the labs with powerful and cutting-edge computers. I look forward to the TA help sessions and office hours, which are always fruitful in igniting interesting discussions among students and kindling friendships. Lastly, I would like to thank and acknowledge the efforts of all the professors and staff who have worked tirelessly for us students, inspiring us with their passion for the subject and striving to include people from all genders in a then male-dominated field. Thank you for giving us countless opportunities to succeed, making us love the field of computer science, and helping us every step of the way, even when we were discouraged by the difficulties that it posed, and for being a big part of this program. I'm certain that this building will be the new facade of the growing CS department, bolstering an amalgamation of inclusion, diversity, and innovation. Thank you.
Well, before we put helmets on and pretend that we are doing some serious digging there on the parking lot, I want to take this opportunity, since the governor is on campus, to make a short presentation to him. For decades now, UAC has been home to a family of peregrine falcons, once an endangered species and now a monitored and protected species in the Midwest. UAC is partnering with the Field Museum in this effort, and every year, the new chicks are tagged and tracked for research purposes. Governor, if you join me for a minute, and I need somebody from UAC to give me what I need to have right now. You can join me to the podium. As UAC's chancellor, every year I have the privilege of naming the new chicks. This year, there are 2 new falcons, one male and one female, that are already flying over the campus and have been trained, actually, to watch the progress of this project and report to me the progress of this project. So it is my honor, Governor Pritzker, to name UIC's 2 newest members of our peregrine family, J.B. Pritzker and M.K. Pritzker, in honor of the Governor and the First Lady. These are good-looking birds. And actually, these are some of the fastest flying birds in nature. They take a dive at an amazing speed. JB is the one to the right, I think. Thank you. Are we going to take questions?
Well, that is quite an honor. Thank you very much, and I'm happy to take any questions from members of the media, and then we can move on to our groundbreaking. Hi. You know, there's a great deal of discussion, as you know, not just at the state level, but also at the federal level over this. It's something that I think, because there's such a great debate over this, it's important for us to have law enforcement engaged in that debate. It's not something I'm an expert on, so I want to make sure that law enforcement, along with our criminal justice reform advocates, I'm one of those advocates, but I do think that that is a discussion that needs to be had on the state level as well as the federal level, and so we'll see. It was not part of the criminal justice reforms, the significant ones, really nation-leading criminal justice reforms that were made here in Illinois already this year.
Law enforcement in Illinois opposes it, but just how it basically is that law enforcement officers have helped get the standard in Illinois. I think that's fair.
Well, again, I really believe that you can't have qualified immunity discussion without having law enforcement at the table. You say that all law enforcement are opposed. I don't think that's true. I think that there are discussions that need to be had so that, you know, to the extent that progress might be made on that, that law enforcement is in on that discussion. Yeah, thank you.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
given the governor's schedule, let's do it as soon as we finish. I'll be happy to talk to you. Thank you.